used to think the scariest part of my job was dealing with shoplifters. I was a night shift security guard at the Rolling Hills Mall in Ohio. Built in 1984, it was once a bustling hub of neon lights, arcade sounds, and crowded food courts. But by 2026, it was a dead mall, abandoned, bankrupt, and completely empty. My job was simple: walk the dark, hollow corridors alone from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., making sure teenagers didn't break in. The mall at night is the definition of a liminal space. It feels like a place that shouldn't exist without people. The silence doesn't feel empty. It feels heavy, like the building is holding its breath. But 2 weeks ago, on a rainy Tuesday at 3 a.m., the mall finally breathed back. I was walking past the old Sears wing. The flickering fluorescent lights overhead gave off a low, rhythmic hum that always made my skin crawl. Suddenly, my radio static cut out completely. In the dead silence, I heard a sound that made me freeze. Pop. It sounded like a single balloon popping from the old arcade down the hall. I turned my flashlight toward the dark corridor. Hello, is anyone there? I called out, my voice echoing off the glass storefronts. No answer. As I walked toward the arcade, I noticed something I had never seen before. A heavy gray door marked "Employees Only" was cracked wide open. I've worked here for 2 years. That door was always chained shut. I pushed it open. Instead of a concrete maintenance room, my flashlight revealed a long, repeating hallway with outdated, yellowish wallpaper and damp, yellowish carpet. The smell of old, wet basement hit my nose instantly. I stepped inside, thinking a homeless person had broken through. "Security, you need to leave," I yelled. But the moment the door swung shut behind me, the air changed. I turned around to grab the handle, but the door was gone. There was only a solid, yellow-carpeted wall. Panic hit me like a truck. I ran forward, turning corner after corner, but every single corridor looked exactly the same. Infinite yellow walls, infinite damp carpet, and the buzzing of hidden fluorescent lights that was so loud it made my ears ring. Then, the acoustic tricks started. I heard the faint, distorted sound of 1980s mall jazz music playing, but it sounded like it was coming from deep underground. And then, I heard footsteps, not behind me, below me. I stopped, holding my breath. The buzzing of the lights suddenly went silent. In that terrifying quiet, a voice called out from the dark intersection ahead. "Security, checking in." My heart stopped. It was my own voice. It was the exact phrase I say into my radio every hour, but the tone was completely flat, lifeless, and robotic. I shone my flashlight down the corridor. Standing under a flickering light was a shape. It looked like a human, but its proportions were entirely wrong. Its arms stretched all the way down to its ankles, and its body was unnaturally thin, shifting and twisting like a shadow cast by a bad angle. It didn't have a face, just two glowing white dots where eyes should be. It took a step toward me, its long limbs bending backwards. From its blank face, my own voice blasted out again, but louder, distorted, like a broken speaker. "Security, checking in." I turned and sprinted blindly through the infinite yellow maze. I didn't care where I was going. I just needed to run. I could hear the wet, heavy thumping of its elongated limbs tearing through the carpet behind me. It was gaining on me. Just as I felt a cold air hit the back of my neck, I tripped and fell forward. Expecting to hit the carpet, I crashed instead onto hard, tiled floor. I opened my eyes. I was back in the main food court of the mall. The morning sun was just starting to peek through the skylights. The gray employee's only door was 10 feet away, tightly chained shut as if it had never been touched. I quit on the spot. I left my flashlight and my radio on the floor and walked out. But the horror didn't end there. Every time I go into a public bathroom, an empty school, or a hotel hallway, any empty, quiet space, the lights blink. And for a split second, the floor beneath my feet turns into damp, yellow carpet. It didn't capture me that night. It just let me carry the maze inside my head.